So this is one of those I sort of hope it happens stories because I was a fan of the original film. Anyway, guys, Jason Emmett here with the Movie Mix, and today we're talking about one of those fan favorite films that most of us kind of wished had a sequel back in the day, and now, nearly 20 years later, we find out why that sequel didn't happen, and we find out what the possibility of a sequel coming to fruition might be. So Sky High, it came out back in 2005. This was that family-oriented superhero film starring Michael Angarano, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Danielle Panabaker, Kurt Russell, and Kelly Preston, along with a few massive fan favorites like Bruce Campbell, Jim Rash, and Linda Carter. Now, this told the story of a group of superhero offspring who were sent to high school to sort of hone their abilities or lack thereof. It was a different take on the hero genre, and it was a lot of fun. So recently, the film director Mike Mitchell said they had plans for a sequel for quite some time, since like 2016. Mary Elizabeth Winstead and Kurt Russell were both set to return, along with probably some of the others, and it would have dealt with some of the original students returning as college teachers. Now, he implied that a number of the cast had gone on to become bigger names in the industry, and that likely would have increased the budget. Also, the changes in things like special effects and whatnot, and with certain movies coming out, like the Avenger movies and whatnot, they were afraid that the budget was just going to get too big. I don't know that it ever did reach I don't know that anybody ever said the budget was too big. It just became a concern, and that's kind of why the movie didn't happen. Now, that sequel would have been called Save You, like Save University. And according to what we gather, the concept was fully developed, meaning it was ready to get started should they ever decide to move forward. So here's the thing. Sky High turns 20 next year. I think this is the perfect time to strike. Re-release the original in theaters. Make a big thing of it. Then, with, interest renewed, things would be prime for a second film. Oh, what, you doubt this will work? Well, then let's take a look at another Disney property that didn't release a sequel for 20 years that actually earned less money at the box office than Sky High, which earned around $86 million against a $35 million budget, so it was successful. Hocus Pocus had a $28 million budget and earned under $51 million in the box office. It was re-released during the pandemic in 2020 and earned another few million, close to $4 million back, in 2020 with not very many people going to the theater. And then in 2022, they released the sequel on Disney+. So the sequel had a $40 million budget and became one of the most in-demand films in October, and Disney reported at that time it was the most watched film on Disney+. Now, what I'm saying here is it did well. That sequel did well. And I think that we are kind of at the right time with like nostalgia for movies like Sky High that it would also do well. Hell, I'd bet a few of the actors would return for this, even with a lower budget, even if they put it on Disney Plus and made it a Disney Plus movie. This could be one of those things, if the proper hype was generated, like with the Hocus Pocus, that I think people would watch it. I think it would do okay. I, for one, would welcome it as long as there's another cameo by Bruce Campbell. As long as Bruce Campbell's in there somewhere, I would welcome this. Now, unfortunately, Kelly Preston passed away a few years back, so we couldn't have her, reprise her role in the film, but Kurt Russell could, even if it's a small cameo. He wasn't the biggest part in the last movie. He was a smaller part in the original, so we could see some of them. This would focus a lot on the kids who are now grown up and teaching at the college or whatnot. I think this could be a lot of fun and a way to introduce a new, younger cast. And we just don't get that many like family-oriented fun movies where adults can sit and watch it and get into it. And I think that considering the adults now were watching Sky High 20 years ago as kids, I think this would be the perfect way to bring families together, make everybody happy. But what do you guys think? Drop me a comment down below. Would you like to see them do a sequel to Sky High now? Do you think they should re-release the original? Let me know down in the comments. Of course, hit like and hit share. Most importantly, as always, hit that subscribe button for more of, awesome stuff like this. And until next time, I haven't watched Sky High in a while, so I think I'm going to go back and watch that. It was one of my kids' favorite movies back in the day. We used to watch it together all the time. I think I'm going to watch Sky High, and until next time, stay awesome.